Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? Um, wow, it's 5 to 10 at night here in Brisbane, Australia. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I just want to say welcome. Welcome to Your-selfactualization. My name is Tanga and I'm in Brisbane, Australia, and it's very hot. So had a good day, have worked a little bit in my day job, a bit of part-time, and I work as a financial counsellor. No, sorry, I need to let go of that. Financial literacy educator. And what that is I teach people about money. So I teach community members about money and how to organise their money in a safe way. So that's what I do in my day job. In my evening job, which is building my online platform, that's where it all happens. That's the part that really excites me. Not that I'm not excited about the community ed, but I also am so inspired by building my online business as well. And I've been doing this now in one form or other for about a couple of years. And I started this journey initially to release a financial literacy online course, which I did a couple of years ago, and thinking that I would be able to just let that thing go and earn heaps of money off it. But no one's found it. No one knows about it. And so I've gradually come through this journey to understand that you really need to put a bit of work in understanding how to market anything. So this is day 17 or the 17th live that I've done. And it's all part of my journey for development as well. And it's been amazing because up until I first started on the 1st of January, it's been suggested by several mentors and business coaches that I need to start doing this, but fear got in the way and I procrastinated on it for at least 10 months. And I only pushed the button in the end because I promised myself on New Year's Day, I was going to get it done. So hopefully, you'll get a chance to go back. If you haven't already, you'll get a chance to go back and watch some of those lives as well. Now, today, I wanted to speak a little bit about the art of storytelling. Now, this is something that I'm really passionate about. It's something that doesn't come natural to me, and I really had to learn this because, you see, I have to admit, I have the attention span of a goldfish. I've heard that many times, that I do have a very limited attention span. And actually, I would often say to some of my colleagues in the past, if you want to test out your workshop, test it on me because I will be snoring if it's boring. So, so for me, I also then imposed this idea that my audience would be bored with me as well. So I've really had to let go of some of that self-judgment, and some of the feedback that I've had from people is that, geez, your story's really inspiring. It's really helped me to get over some of my blocks. And so that's really helped me in this journey as well. So through storytelling, it really, okay, now I need to have a think about and maybe make it clear that there is a difference between storytelling to build relationship and build and break down barriers in communication compared to manipulation marketing. And obviously, I am not into manipulation marketing. This is about authenticity. This is about every experience that you have had on a day-to-day basis, on a year-to-year basis in your life up to this point in time has formed the unique person that you are. And so being able to share the joys, the pains, the wins, the losses, the falls, the getting back up, the resilience that you've built, being able to share that with people, our people who we want to reach, to share that with them in a way that you're connecting on a cellular level is a skill that can be learned by anyone. Let me tell you, I did not have the confidence to talk about anything. And when I started on this journey, I thought, well, what am I going to talk about? I don't want to bore people to tears. And so I suppose I really want to, in fact, was doing a little bit of research behind this as well. And I was thinking, and it came up, Jeremy Zhu, who was an NYC journalist and writer of major publications, and I'm just reading this, such as Discover Magazine and Wired.com. He was saying he's found that personal stories and gossip make up 65% of our conversations. So 65% of what we're talking about, what's coming out of these, is either personal stories that we're telling and relaying to other people, or we're gossiping. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to let go of entertaining and being a part of that gossip. So then it's about, when you're trying to explain a skill that you've learnt, a problem that you've solved through story, engages your community. They are able to, and I wanted to word this right because I really wanted to hit home this aspect of storytelling, is that when you draw from your own experience, it's a lot more credible. You're drawing on the emotional, on all the different sensories that you went through and experienced. And in sharing that with someone, the actual listener is also then connecting with the same emotions, the same feelings, the same thoughts that you are sharing with them. And I thought that that's so powerful. And I wanted to read this. It says, we want to relate it to one of our existing experiences. So when we're listening to someone's stories, we are going through our little filing system here and trying to relate it to experiences that we've had. And so when we're doing that, it's triggering all sorts of emotional things that also then bring us on the same page as the person that's telling that story. So those key things are draw from your own personal experiences. And believe me, a lot of people, and myself, including myself at the beginning, thought, what am I going to talk about? But then when you reflect and you think about the things that you've gone through each day, the problems that you've solved each day without even thinking about it, grab a book and write things down. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I got over this problem. This is what happened to me. And this is how I got over it. And you can really draw your audience and your people into that story so that they can go, wow, okay, that's really good to know, because it's a different perspective. And you might have 5 of us talking about the same story. They've gone to the same movie together, but we'll all come out with a different reflection over that experience. And every single one of us is 100% right. Right? It doesn't matter that the same person has seen the same movie. We have all gone through different experiences in life that has interpreted the message from that movie differently. And I suppose that was a block in my mind as well. I used to think, people have heard that story before, but they haven't. Your perspective is so important, and it really builds to the fabric of everyone else's existence. And if you're talking to someone that's currently stuck in a problem that you've managed to overcome, then I think, we're paying it forward. We have an obligation to be able to share our experiences so others can be uplifted through their troubles as well. So a couple of other things is, when you're expressing your story, make sure it's a descriptive narrative. Make sure you're going into the feelings, the impacts, what thoughts were going through your mind at the time. What were you smelling? What were you hearing? What were you seeing? What was the environment like? So really encompass all of that in the story that you are telling, so that you can allow your audience to form their own opinions based on what they're hearing from you as well. Keep it simple is another one, of course. Keep the story simple and draw one topic out of that, link it in. So I talk about my experiences with my breast cancer, and I link that towards different topics that I want to bring through, such as the impact of having time off work to go through the treatment at the time, such as the impact that it had on my relationships and how that's brought us a lot more together. So keeping it simple, keeping your narrative descriptive, and drawing from your experiences. And if there's a topic that you want to hit home, but you don't yet have life experience yourself to be able to shore that up, then look at the influences that you can look into their experiences, and you can bring that into it as well. So you can really relay their story. And I think the interesting thing here is it's really important to share that it is someone else's story that you're sharing. But once you've shared their story, what is your perspective on how you've seen that story develop as well? A bit of thought, food for thought there. And I hope that it makes some sense for you. But what that does is it helps a person that's coming along on the journey with you to also connect and build really strong, deep relationships, because we care. We care about each other, and we want to make each other's lives much better than it was today, this minute, this second. All right, I hope that helps. If you are tuning in, which you will be tuning in because I've got no one live with me here at the moment, but if you're tuning in later, can you please hashtag replay and let me know where you're tuning in from so I can get an idea if it's, and also look, if you wanted to connect with me through private message, a lot of people do that as well. I'm happy to have a bit of a chat too, because I'm really keen to understand what your journey is like as well. So is there anything, let me just double check that I've covered everything that I wanted to. No, that pretty much does it. So thinking about the experiences that you've had in your life during the day, recently, linking, keeping it simple, linking that in with the topic that you want to discuss, and throw in your perspective, because that's so important. All right, have a good night. Have a good evening, afternoon, morning, and tune in again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.